each other and those who are still coming in. Good to see you. Come on in. We welcome you. Come on in. We welcome you. Let go, be free. Come on in and take a seat. We're glad you're here. We're spreading love, joy, and cheer. So come on in.
Come on in.
Come on in.
Come on in.
Come on in. We welcome you. Come on in.
Come on in.
Come on in.
Come on in.
Come on in. We welcome you. Let go, be free.
Come on in and take a seat.
We're glad you're here. We're spreading love, joy, and cheer. So come on in.
Come on in.
Come on in.
Come on in.
Come on in. We welcome you. Come on in.
We welcome.
Come on in.
We welcome.
Come on in.
We welcome you.
Come on in.
Come on in.
Come on in.
Come on in.
Come on in. We welcome you. Come on in.
Oh yeah.
Come on in. Come on in.
We welcome you.
Come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And so we gently and joyfully move into that open heart space as we sing Reveal. Reveal, reveal the love inside of me. Reveal the love that I was meant to be. And every time I open up, love is what I see. Reveal the love in me, the peace. Reveal, reveal the peace inside of me. Reveal the peace that I was meant to be. Every time I open up, peace is what I see. Reveal the peace in me, the joy. Reveal, reveal the joy inside of me. Reveal the joy that I was meant to be. And every time I open up, joy is what I see. Reveal the joy in me. Reveal, reveal the love inside of me. Reveal the love that I was meant to be. And every time I open up, love is what I see. Peace. Every time I open up, peace is what I see. Every time I open up, joy is what I see. Reveal the love in me.
Blessings, Jim. Thank you. Blessings, Sonny. Thank you so much. And taking that joy and that energy and that love and that breeze that fills the air tonight with that cold, crisp night, let's deepen and raise up. For we are that. We are the deepness of our soul, grounded in the earth, here as physical form, and we explode into the radiance of that light and that life that fills us and infuses us from above, bringing spirit into our hearts and into our lives, into this meeting, into this time together. For it is all we truly need, is to be here, be present, and know that God is the life that we live. And everything else is just whatever it is. It can be whatever it is. It is whatever it is, for God is love and life and power and grace. And so we open to that as we move into this message and into this time of communion together, knowing that everything is good, everything is so good, and all is well. And so it is. Hello. It's November, month 11 of the Revealing Experience. Woo-hoo! Yeah. And so we have a new theme and we have a new book. And the book is called The Thought Exchange, Overcoming Resistance to a Sensational Life by David Friedman. And Sunshine has picked a theme for this week, or for this whole month of November. And it's, I believe, Yeah. And tonight's message is mirror, mirror on the wall. So we'll see what that mirror has to hold. And along with that, I picked this thing called You from Ernest for tonight, from Ernest Holmes, because it absolutely fits the exchange of thought that makes life beautiful and makes life free. You are either attracting or repelling according to your mental attitudes. You are either identifying yourself with lack or with abundance, with love and friendship or with indifference. You cannot keep from attracting into your experience that which corresponds to the sum total of your state of consciousness. This law of attraction and repulsion works automatically. It is like the law of reflection. The reflection corresponds to the image held before a mirror. Life is a mirror, peopled with the forms of your own acceptance. How careful, then, you should be to guard your thoughts, not only seeing to it that you keep them free from doubt and fear, accepting only the good, but equally you should consciously repel every thought which denies that good. Knowing that the law of mind works automatically upon your thought, or that your thought works upon it, you may free yourself from the sense of personal responsibility, while at the same time remaining aware that even spiritual laws must be definitely used if they are to produce tangible results in your experience. So say, I believe with absolute conviction that my word will not return unto me void. I know that spiritual laws execute themselves just as do all other laws of nature. I know that my word penetrates any unbelief in my mind, casts out fear, removes doubt, clears away obstacles, permitting that which is enduring, perfect, and true to be realized. I have complete faith and acceptance that all the statements I make will be carried out as I have believed. I do everything with a sense of reliance upon the law, a law of good. Therefore, I know that my word shall not return unto me void. I accept this word and I rejoice in it. I expect complete and perfect results from it. I relax and let a power greater than myself work for me, in me, and through me. And so with that, let's raise it up with Mirror, Mirror on the Wall through Reverend Sunshine.
Thank you, Jan, for that beautiful reading and that wonderful prayer. What a great way to get centered. Hi, everybody. I can tell that you're not afraid of the dark. We were on our way from Long Beach, driving in, and we just kind of noticed, it was like, wow, it's like 5:30 and it's already dark outside. We're not afraid of the dark. And I'm glad that you're all here tonight. Welcome, and welcome to November. What a great, great time of the year this is. And what a wonderful opportunity it is for us to stay awake, alert, and aware. And I say that because It seems that as we enter this end of the year period, people start thinking about Thanksgiving, they think about, the end of the year holidays, the usual ones, Ramadan, Christmas, Hanukkah, Festivus, the holiday for the rest of us. New Year's. Yeah. So as all of these holidays begin to just kind of stack up around us, a lot of times what happens is people become like zombies, or they become unconscious and they don't know what's going on, and the next thing you know, it's 2014 and folks are coming to going, what happened? And it's not the alcohol or the eggnog or the pumpkin spice lattes either. It's just that it seems that as the darkness falls upon the land, that people begin to hibernate. And it's okay to rest, but it is indeed important for us to stay awake and alert and aware, and not to go unconscious, but to stay diligent in our spiritual practices and being aware of what's happening around us, and being aware and awake enough so that we're continuing to make the connections of life, that we're continuing to be the love and show up as the love, and that we continue to receive the love that's being given. Now, I have no clue what that has to do with my talk tonight, but it just came through me, so I figured I'd go with it, right? Tonight I'm talking about Mirror, Mirror on the Wall, and we do have a great new book, The Thought Exchange. And David Freeman, in his book, The Thought Exchange, he, his key to most of this stuff is it's the secret behind the movie, The Secret. So it's the secret behind the secret. And so, of course, it's so intriguing because I want to know what the secret behind the secret is, because I already know what the secret is, and it's the law of attraction. But now there's a secret behind the secret? It's almost like going down a rabbit hole. It's like something else, or being on the internet. I go on one side, and then it leads me to another, and before you know it, 3 hours later, I come to going, wait a minute, I was just looking, or like being at Costco, right? You go in for one thing, next thing you know, you come out with a shopping cart $300 later. But this idea of the ability to be able to exchange our thoughts, to be able to almost be like in a store like Nordstrom's, or one of those high-end stores that don't really care, or even like a Costco, if you will. You can buy something and then, try it and use it and wear it out and run it into the ground and then go, nah, I don't really like this, and take it back. And they allow you to give it back, all used and misused and battered and tattered, and they go, fine, just go get something else, or here's a refund. And with the thought exchange, it's that kind of similar idea, that we have been having these thoughts. We are thinking beings and creatures, and that thoughts pass through our mental state. And as these thoughts pass through our mental state, if we choose to grab onto them and hold on to them, and we choose to use them and incorporate them in our lives and try them on and see if they fit, some of them work for us for a long time. They might even bring us comfort. They might bring us pain that sometimes reminds us of comfort. They might be uncomfortable, but we think that we can settle for that, and we think that, we might as well go ahead. I mean, it's a thought, it's been working, or it might even be a thought that we got as a little kid, something that our parents gave us, something that our teachers gave us, our schools, our religious institutions, our media. It may be thoughts like that. However, we can indeed exchange these thoughts. We can indeed examine the thoughts and the thought process and what happens in our minds, and see which ones are working for us and through us and as us, and exchange those thoughts for something better, something that is true, something that is authentic to us, something that will help us and guide us on our path of unfoldment and growth. Mirror, mirror on the wall simply reminds me of that childhood fairy tale where the queen looks in the mirror. And of course, she says, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? And as long as
She believes that she is the fairest of them all. The mirror will always respond and reflect to her that it is her, that she's the fairest of them all, that she continues to be the ruler of the land, that is her who's top dog of the kingdom, if you will. But the minute that she engages in any doubt, the minute that something else kind of crosses her path, the minute that this new thought might be introduced into her consciousness, that someone else might be fairer than she, and she approaches the mirror so that it can reflect to her back what it is, it says, oh, it ain't you anymore, darling. Hate to tell you. There's somebody else in my life now. And I wonder that even though it's playful and I play with it in this way, I wonder how many of us really know that we're doing the same thing. That life simply reflects to us that which we're already thinking, that which we are already believing, that which is already part of the natural way that we do life. I'll tell you a story, and here's one of the easiest ways that I can put it. And I just learned of this story today. I'd never heard it before. And it just captured me and made things so simple. For me, I like taking complicated ideas and making them really simple. So, go with me. There's a parent and a child going through the woods, having a great day in the woods. The child falls and gets a little ouchie, ouchie. And the child yells out, ouch! And the mountain yells back, ouch! And the little kid goes, who's that? And the mountain yells back, who's that? Coward, coward. And the parent, now seeing that this is the first time that the child has ever heard anything like this, says, you are amazing. You are amazing, yells back the mountain. You are great. You are great, yells back the mountain. And the child is looking even more confused. You see, the parent says to the child, that's an echo. And an echo will give you back exactly what you put into it. Mirror, mirror on the wall, reflect to me what it is that I think. Reflect to me who it is that I think I am. And so the parent, this great and loving parent, was simply modeling to the child that which is this reflection, how life reflects back, how life echoes back to us what we think. And so as we begin to proclaim and as we begin to shout out to life our greatness, our wholeness, our abundance, our prosperity, our health, our joy, our bliss, it will reflect back to us exactly the same thing. Now, the echo or the reflection doesn't alter anything. It doesn't say, well, I didn't like the way you used that inflection, so even though you said, I am great, I'm going to give you back, I'm great. I think I'm great. You might not be that great. No. The echo, just like the reflection, gives you back exactly what was put into it. So what is echoing back to you? So whether you're a person who learns auditory or someone who likes to have the visual, which one works for you? The echo, the reflection, whichever one, use that one. But life is constantly giving back to us that which we put into it. So what are the gifts that we're receiving? And is it like, let's make a deal? You know, is your life like, let's make a deal that you get to choose, you know, or you're kind of, you know, gambling with life, kind of going, okay, you know, I'm going to go behind door number 2, and it's, you know, wah, wah, wah. You get the hay and the cow moo. And is that what you're getting? Because if that's what you're getting, that's what you're putting out. That's just the echo, giving it back to you. Are you getting the shiny new, you know, car? Are you getting the perfect mate? Are you getting that great job or that career? What is it that you're getting? Because simply through the thought exchange and through our science of mind principles and practices, the same thing is being said over and over and over again, just in a different way to really just kind of almost come through the back door. Because sometimes it's like, okay, yes, I know that. And sometimes with our stories, with our teachings, with the simplicity of it all, sometimes it's almost like going around our mind into the back door to kind of go, aha, finally I can get in. Finally, you understand that if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you're getting. And the question is, you know, do you like what you're getting? Do you like how life is showing up for you? I was thinking earlier today, I like writing a lot of questions on Facebook. For those of you who might not be my Facebook friends, if you're on Facebook, friend me, because I do this all the time. I just simply throw out a question. And then, you know, it just gets bombarded and filled with all these answers. But, you know, the question that I'm going to pose pretty soon, instead of how is life treating you, I think the question that I really want to ask is, how are you treating life? Because, you know, when people ask, how's life treating you? It's almost like life happens to me. How's life treating me? Life is happening to me, and sure enough, lots of us live from that place. Well, this happened to me, and that happened to me, and this happened to me. And it's all simply, again, a reflection, an echo of what I've put in. But when we mature spiritually, and as we matriculate through our classes, and as we continue our spiritual practice, and as it becomes an incorporation into our daily lives, as we simply begin to live this spiritual way of life, what happens is that we gain the spiritual maturity, and no longer does life happen to me, and no longer does life happen by me, where I simply think that I can control everything, because I do. I do have control over circumstances and situations. As we begin to use treatment, we can absolutely use treatment and use prayer to cause things to happen. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And yet, even beyond that, there's a place where I don't even have to control anything. I just get to let life live through me. And I get to live life. Life gets to live as me. And not that I am a victim to it or that it's controlling me, but what I'm understanding is that there's this oneness and that life is me. I get to that place spiritually where life is me. And I no longer have to control and or manipulate stuff in order for the grandeur and the beauty and the divine glory and the grace that is God, that is love, that is life to happen in, through, and as my life. And so mirror, mirror on the wall is, what are my affirmations? What am I looking through? Where am I looking from? What are the thoughts that I'm entertaining? And how is it that I can take these thoughts that no longer serve me, that have never really served me, and exchange them for the thoughts that will put me on a path and a trajectory to my greatness? That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about having life reflect back to me the greatness of the I am, because that's who I am. And it's not coming from a place of ego, of edging God out, but it's coming from a place of ego entertaining God only. Okay? It comes from that place where I am entertaining God only, and I'm recognizing that there's only one power, one life, that it is God, and God is living as me. That God shows up on this planet as me. God is showing up as you, as each and every one of us. Right? Mirror, mirror on the wall, exchanging the thoughts that no longer serve it and substituting it and allowing ourselves to feel what it feels like to get through and get beyond that point where we just want to give up and go back to the old ways of doing stuff. Because it's one thing to have these thoughts and to say that I'm going to do it. It's kind of like going to the gym. Kind of like working out. Ask me how I know. I don't want to get up, especially early in the morning and, be with the dumbbells. Seems so dumb to be with the dumbbells, but to get through it, to kind of like have the thought, to see myself being healthy, being whole, eating greatly, living greatly, being able to just, be a slow motion, movie, right? Can you see yourself, maybe with long hair, maybe with short hair, but, like just kind of jogging down the beach, looking good, looking sexy. Everybody's eyes, slow motion, kind of looking at you. Right? But that's not going to happen while I'm just thinking about it. I'm going to lay home and think about it. No, the thought exchange has to be that I have to physically go and do this, right? I have to get through. I get to sweat. I get to feel it, right? But too many times, because we've been so conditioned into thinking that everything's going to happen right away, because in our culture we've been so, we've acculturated to this way of having everything instantly, Ask me how I know. I'm the one who stands in front of the microwave going, hurry up. I want it now. That's how ATMs came to be. I want my money now. Spits it out. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about that exchange of thought and then actually feeling what it feels like to have it happen, to make it happen in, through, and as us. To be there, to have arrived, to live from that place of God as me. God as me. And in human time, it doesn't happen overnight. However, huge tree. How do you chop that tree down? Not that we're going to go out and chop down trees, right? We need more and more of them. But the way that tree gets chopped down is one stroke at a time. One stroke at a time. It just doesn't happen all at once. And so it's the same with our practice. It's the same with our practice. We engage in a practice. We engage in our affirmations, our meditations, our prayer, that it is not just one thing that's going to get us there, but it is the combination of things, the way of life, actually feeling it, having that body sensation, going through it, that gets us there. And so many times, the minute the physical has a little sensation, we go, ooh, I don't like the way that feels. Oh, maybe not. It might be uncomfortable to go talk with someone. It may be uncomfortable. Oh, I just don't feel right approaching that person and asking them to, start a study group with me or, read the Science of Mind textbook with me or to pray with me after service. We get to feel that and go through it. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Echo. Simply reflecting back to us that which we put into it. So, of course, Ernest Holmes has a lot to say about reflection. Ernest Holmes has a lot to say about reflecting So out of the many, many opportunities in this book that I've had to pull something forward, I landed on this one. And it's pretty simple. In the great universal mind, man, or humanity, or human, man is a center of intelligence. You hear what you are? You are a center of intelligence. And every time he thinks, he sets mind in action. Every time you think, you are setting mind in action. Because of the oneness of mind, it cannot know anything outside of itself, and therefore cannot contradict any thought given it, but must, there's that four-letter word, must reflect whatever is cast into it. It cannot contradict itself. You cannot say apple and it's going to say cherry. It cannot contradict itself. So you're going to get what you're putting into it, right? And the minute we think, we're setting the mind into action. It cannot contradict itself, okay? We are immersed in an infinite creative medium which, because of its nature, must create after the pattern of our thought and the pattern our thought gives it. Jesus understood this, and in a few simple words laid down the law of life. It is done unto you as you believe. No more simple and yet no more profound statement could be made. Right? It is done unto you as you believe. And so what we get an opportunity to do as we enter this month and next month, we get to work with this thought exchange. We get to really begin to just kind of stay awake, alert, and aware of our thought process. We don't get to go unconscious just because, it's that time of the year again. You know what happens. Traffic, shopping, stampedes on Black Friday. No, we don't get to go unconscious. We get to stay awake, alert, and aware. We get an opportunity as this spiritual community, as this grand spiritual community, to begin to examine our thoughts and begin to make the exchange. Begin to make that exchange, that we might live from this grand divine place that we are. We are centers of intelligence. That's who we are. That's who we are. And we get to remember that. We get to say, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the hottest of them all? And the mirror is going to say, it's you. It's you. Who's the best of them all? It's you. Where is God? Right there. God is right where you are. God is being reflected in, through, and as each and every one of us. And to the degree in which we accept that and know that and believe that, that is what is reflected and echoed back to us. So let's take that into our quiet time, and let's just simply be with that in spiritual community as we allow the lights to just kind of dim a little bit, and as we simply begin to take what we've heard musically and our prayer and our reading, as we just take this all in. And as we take this in, we're simply reminded of the parent and the child in the woods. What is it that you're calling out that is echoing back? And does it serve you? Or is it something that is time to be rid of? And so as we go into our silence together, let us simply shout Right where I am, God is. Right where I am, God is. There's one power, one life. That life is God. That life is my life now. There's one power, there's one life. That life is God. That life is my life now. God is living as me right now. God is living as me right now. Pick your own statement of truth and have that echo back to you in your mind's ears. And have that be the echo and the reflection of our time in the silence.
is only one of us. In your eyes it's me I see. There is only one of us. You are my reflection. There is only one. You are my reflection. There is only one.
And as we're reminded that there's only one, that we are simply each other's reflection, simply echoing back that which we put out. So right now we're consciously exchanging this thought. We're consciously moving from that place of, oh no, here she comes, to wow, look at the way God shows up. That when we're thinking doom and gloom, that we exchange that thought for hope, for this knowing that everything is coming together for our good and the good of all around us. We simply exchange the thought of, oh no, not again, to wow, another opportunity to be love and to show up as love and to show up as the great I am. How grateful I am that life echoes back to me that which I place into it, that it reflects back to me that which I put out. How grateful I am that it is done unto me as I believe. Therefore, my life is not out of my hands, but indeed, it is through the power of our thoughts, our beliefs, and our actions that we indeed allow life to happen in, through, and as us, and that we allow the great I am presence to shine forth its grandeur and its greatness and its glory as us. So for this, I give thanks, and I let it be. It is so, and so it is. Amen. Amen. Thank you, Jim. I love that song. Yeah. It is our conscious giving time. So I'd like to invite our ushers to come forth, and also like to invite you to stay conscious. And that the thought exchange in giving, we give from that place of overflow. We give because we have been given. We give because we're simply participating in the redistribution of good in our life. So we're simply redistributing and circulating our good. And as we do that, we're simply saying and stating to life, I know I've got it. I get to give it, and I know that there's more where that came from. I am abundant. And as that becomes our thought, as that becomes our practice, we actually get to receive and give to the fullness of life. And we participate fully. So I simply bless these gifts, these tithes, these offerings that fill these baskets, knowing that we are stewards of the financial blessing, and that we too redistribute this good, that we might all participate in the grand circulation of life and benefit from it, and that those coming forth may also benefit from the bounty that is being collected here in these baskets tonight and every night. It is so, and so it is. Go forth, ushers. Thank you for your service. What a blessing you are. We are blessed with Sunny Daye and Jim Bianchi. So she's going to sing to us about believing. I love you, honey. You want some water? You good?
This is one of my favorite songs. I grew up with the cast of The Wiz. My mom was in The Wiz. And this song particularly, but so many songs from that musical, were about them learning about themselves, the journey of discovery. And in this song, they're on that path, that journey where they learn that everything they were seeking was already present. The scarecrow and the lion and the tin man. He had a heart, he had brains, he had courage all along. So I just love this song. If you believe within your heart, you'll know that no one can change the path that you must go. Believe what you feel and know you're right, because the time will come around when you'll say it's yours. Believe there's a reason to be. Believe you can make time stand still. And know from the moment you try, if you believe, I know you will. Just believe in yourself right from the start. You'll have brains and you'll have a heart, and you'll have courage to last your whole life through. Just believe in yourself. You must believe in yourself. Believe in yourself as I believe in you. Believe you can float on air. Believe you can make time stand still. Just click your heels 3 times. If you believe, I know you'll be there. Oh, believe in yourself right from the start. inside your heart. Believe all these things, not because I've told you to. Just believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself as I believe in you.
Sunny Day and Jim Bianchi. Thank you, love. Nice job. You know, around here, what we know is that we're all revealers of truth. Yes, I'm the one up here who gets to reveal truth every week. And yet, what we believe and what we know is that everyone is a revealer of truth. So we have a few minutes for you to simply speak to what you heard tonight, how it resonates, maybe what that was in that meditation time or in our quiet time that you were putting out into the mountain that echoed back to you, or whatever it is that has come to you from tonight that is simply being called for you to speak out into our community. Who shall go first? I love it. I love it. Thank you, beloved. It's so good to see you.
Thank you. I had an experience today that really fits in right with what you were saying, but I was working on my budget. I don't know how to say this tactfully, but anyway, when I got done, I had enough, but I didn't have as much as I thought I did. And for about 2 hours, I went around saying, "You idiot, you're messing up things, you have to do this." And then about 2 hours later, I thought, there's something wrong with that. I'm going to go look again. Turns out I made a math error. So for about 2 hours, I was hating myself. But, my good was there all along. Everything that I thought was there was there. It was just for 2 hours I was thinking it wasn't. And it was all in what I was thinking. It wasn't about reality.
Wow. Wow. So the world was echoing back to you that which you were putting out there. And you get an opportunity to change that, right? So when we see our bank account is not necessarily what we want it to be, the thought exchange is, wow, what a great opportunity to manifest more. What a great opportunity to manifest more. And that's exactly what she did. She went back and go, look, I just manifested it again because I made a math error. That was pretty quick. Someone else. I know there's somebody else. Here we are. Good evening. No, I'll walk anywhere.
You get your exercise. Well, I'm one of the spiritual practitioners here, and I had such an incredible blessing this last Sunday when we had the wall of prayer. I've done lots of prayers for people and everything, and this woman brought up a little 5-year-old girl and dropped her off with me and went and found her practitioner. So here I am with this little, and so I kneeled down and I asked her what she would like to pray for, and she tells me, I'm grateful that cats can't fly. And so I thought, wow, this is really cute, and so I thought, well, that's cute, and I said, well, that's good that the cats can't fly because, and she says, yeah, somebody threw a cat at me and it scratched me on the face. And so anyway, so I went back, I wanted to do a prayer for her, so I said, well, is there something we can pray for? Again, she gives me something else she's grateful for. And I'm just going, wow, this is incredible. And so we talk about that, and then I ask her, well, let's do a prayer. What would you like? And she tells me something else she's grateful for. It was so touching that she's got it. She's got it. She's there. And it was just such an incredible blessing. In 30 years, I've never had a prayer that was so. And then this tops it off. I said, well, do you feel comfortable closing your eyes to do the prayer? And she says, the only time I close my eyes is when I'm going to sleep. And I said, okay, well, we'll do the prayer with our eyes open. So we looked at each other's eyes, and that was the most incredibly powerful thing, to do a prayer with somebody eyes open, looking in their souls. And it's just such a blessing.
Absolutely.
So, thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. I totally get that whole thing. Imagine being in the mountains and echoing, I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful for my life. It echoes back. Did I see your hand, Bob? No. Oh, okay. You were just waving. You were just blessing it. Bob, I know you want to say something. See? One more.
My name's Bob, and I don't really want to say something, but I've been so blessed tonight, and I thank you. Because God is right where I am.
Absolutely.
I didn't know that. I'm not in a very good place. But God's here.
Right there.
Thank you for telling me.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Bob. Thank you for sharing with us. All right. Mm-hmm. You know, our reminders, and that's why we come to community, so that we might remind each other and ourselves of the truth of who we are. The truth is that right where we are, God is. Right where we are, the allness of God is. It's right where we are. And as we simply allow that to fill us and to know, as we just accept that, as we accept it, we can just feel it in ourselves, in our body temple. And we allow Spirit to be its fullness in, through, and as us. I'm so grateful the way Spirit shows up as a spiritual community. I have to tell you what a blessing it has been to be with you. 11 months, moving into 11 months of Wednesday night services and having the revealing experience be such a wonderful place for all of us to gather, and how we have an opportunity even now to have, folks who are at home to stream in and to actually peek in and be with us from the comfort of their own home. I know that many of you have used that service before, and it's available to you. And also on our website, if you miss a Wednesday, you can go back and look at the archive. So I'm absolutely grateful for Tim and for Annette, who take care of that aspect of life for us and for our service. So thank you so much for the service, the valuable service that you bring. And I want to you can give them some love. I want to make sure that I thank Jenny for always being our coordinator and making sure everything runs smoothly. Thank you, and thanking our ushers for the work that they do and how they're here. We have Ed Reeves tonight doing sound. Thank you, Ed, so much. Our practitioner, representing our entire practitioner corps on pulpit tonight, is Jan Hartman. Thank you so much, Jan, for that reading. And behind the scenes, tonight we had Debbie McDowell, and she's been holding the light, holding vigil. She's been knowing the perfect unfoldment of our service, and our practitioners are going to be available for you after service in our chapel to pray with you. And like always, avail yourself to that gift of prayer. We also have our prayer box in the back where Debbie is sitting. You can do a request for a specific prayer, and know that the practitioners and the ministers here at Seaside will be praying and knowing the truth about your wholeness and about your life and about any situation that you're writing about, and that it will be kept in the highest of confidence, and that we will know the truth for and about you. Also want to make sure we thank Jim Bianchi and Sunny Daye. We have some wonderful people who work in our bookstore who come in Wednesday nights just to open up our bookstore for us and be available for all of our retail therapy. And I want to make sure that you pick up your book tonight, because we're going to be using this book this month and next month. It's called The Thought Exchange, Overcoming Our Resistance to Living a Sensational Life by David Freeman. We have a gang of them in the bookstore. So I'll be referencing this book over the next couple of months, the last 2 months, so that we stay awake, alert, and aware, right? And that we know that we can easily and effortlessly exchange our thoughts and live a sensational life, which is what we want. We want to live in, through, and as God. We want to show out in that way. Also, in your bulletin, as we look at our poster here, this beautiful poster, Gifts of the Heart. It is our prosperity season. It is the time that we also stay conscious. So this week, you have your heart. If you haven't picked up a poster, we have some posters left. You can pick up a poster. Please just punch out the little heart, put it on your poster, and remember that every time you see this color, orange, this week, the affirmation is, I live my life in faith. I live my life in faith. And this has to do with our prosperity, our abundance, the richness and the fullness of our life. So this is part of Seaside's season of prosperity. And this is one of the ways that it shows up. So make sure that you continue to participate, that you check out Dr. Swarenson's Christian's Sunday service. Just go through the archives or pick it up on CD. You can wear these. You can put on your poster. You can pass these along. But remember that every time this week we see orange, the affirmation is, I live my life in faith. Glad you know that. The other quick thing that I want to remind us, because I haven't made this available to us, but I would love for us to participate, is that we're trying to raise at least a ton of food, non-perishable goods, that we're actually going to donate as a community to the food bank here. And if you'd like some more information, please see one of us in the foyer, and we can share a little bit about what that program is about. But, you know, when you go shopping this week, next week, just pick up a couple of extra cans, a couple extra goodies, bring them. We have them in our fellowship hall right here, in our living room. We have a place for you to deposit those. And we're trying to raise a ton of food. I think we could do that. It's just a ton, right? It's just a ton of food. All right. Am I done? It's a mirror, mirror on the wall. Am I done?
You're cooked.
Let us rise and sing our closing prayer. I love you. We'll have some hugs for you in the family room, so join us, please.
This is our prayer, a song of peace. We get to be the change we want to see. With open hearts and open hands, we lift our voices, in love we stand. This is our prayer, a song of peace. We get to be the change we want to see. With open hearts and open hands, we lift our voices, in love we stand. We lift our voices, in love we stand. We lift our voices, in love we stand.
See you in the family room.
I am a center of creation. I am a seed planted in stillness. I am a center of creation, fertile ground from the highest thoughts of God. I am a center of creation. I am a tree rooted in fullness. I am the center of creation, fertile ground on the highest thoughts of God. I am a center of creation. I am a center of creation. I am a center of creation. I am a center of the highest thoughts of God. Thank you, ladies. How are you? Look how good the girl waited over there.